guys, and what is up, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Yasmin, and if you haven't already subscribed, you can do so below, as well as the bell notification for notifications of my videos and a thumbs up. So I have to apologize, I am feeling rather sick. So I've been hanging around my little nephew. You've probably seen him in a couple of videos around my social media, and he has tonsillitis. And then I'm like, okay, night sweats, sore throat. So doctor has given me antibiotics, and these are like hardcore antibiotics. These are twice a day on an empty stomach, and I'm like, I have not started them yet. I'm really just want my body to fight it naturally. I'm only starting to get the tonsillitis, like it's not fully developed yet, but I'm just like, I just don't want to get sick. So currently I'm not on the antibiotics. I'm going to get sick. Yes, I'm actually filming this on Tuesday, so it is Melbourne Cup Day, and if you are a protester like me, then I am like so happy that you're a protester. But if you're there, please just don't tell me, because I'm really against Melbourne Cup. But today is also when Fat Pizza returns of the premiere. But I understand that this is going up tomorrow, which is Wednesday. So this is like filmed and edited like a day ahead. So in the instance that you did miss it, here is the ad, and here is a little clip of what happened last night. But also I'm going to put the link in down below of where you can stay updated of all the episodes to come. And also it's on every Tuesday at 8:30. And if you don't know what Fat Pizza is like, my throat. I have to apologize for my lack of voiceness. Or maybe I have a I don't know. You know what I actually don't mind when you start to get that really like husky flu voice, and it kind of sounds like, I get told it sounds super sexy, but you just sound like a 1-900 operator voice. I don't know about everyone else, but it kind of like sucks in the process. I'm not using betadine, gargle. I really need just to start making tea and lemon and do my holistic stuff. So the reason I'm actually about to go to the gym, so I'm going to film my gym session for you. And I wouldn't recommend like going to the gym when you're sick, but I have also not been to the gym in 10 days either. So unlike me. I did a Q&A like on Instagram before, and someone asked the question, is like balancing life now difficult, like balancing a regular job, doing YouTube vlogging, like my gym work, and like just stuff, you know what I mean? And generally speaking, no, it's not difficult. I'm very like everything's structured really well. But last week there was a really tragic incident in New South Wales. There was like 73 bushfires, and the whole city was covered in the smoke that all blew in for a few days. Like we were like covered in smoke. And because I'm an allergy and asthma sufferer, like I couldn't leave the house. Like I left the house a couple of times with a mask on to go get like essentials that I needed, but generally I had to stay in. So my vlogging, was like, things were a little bit out of balance for me because I had some training I needed to do. I had like some work stuff I needed to do. So I haven't been to the gym. Like I went back yesterday and then today, and I have been getting like sick, but I'm just like, no, I can't like not train for like even longer, because even for me to miss 10 days of training is like full on for me. Like I'm like an everyday training kind of, you know, a person. So it's really, so at the present time, like to answer that in the Q&A. So after I get back from this gym session, which I'm going to answer some more of the questions that were asked in the Q&A. But I do also have an adults only Q&A that I do answer from time to time, but I always like 18 plus those ones. So the only way that you can like watch those ones is if you are a subscribed member on YouTube. But when I get back from this gym sesh, I'm going to answer some more questions for you. my workout's right because I'm currently off coffee, which is what, like, someone else asked if I'm still off coffee. Yes, I'm still off coffee, but I'm still doing my pre-workouts with the AMPV. I go on and off this because I cycle it, and it just gives me a little bit more energy, and it does use your fat stores as energy instead of, you know, caffeine. So at the gym, I do use that, and I'm back on that today because I'm not off caffeine. So let's get to the other question. Oh, this one came up like twice, and I like have to apologize for not answering it. If someone stops you in the street, is a selfie with you okay? Yeah, absolutely. Like, come up to me and say hello. Hey, can I have a selfie? Of course. Like, I don't mind. I had someone come up to me once, and I was carrying literally a 24 pack of toilet paper. No word of a lie. I was like, look up, and he came up to me. The only time like it's kind of like a little bit hard is if literally like I'm looking like a mess. I'm looking like, you know, like a mess. Then it's kind of like, really? I don't really want a selfie. But generally speaking, if I'm out and I'm not looking like a mess, yeah, come up or come up and say hello. I don't mind. I'd rather people like come up and say hello than like just stare at me. Like, because people, I know that people know like when they're just staring, but it's kind of like, you can just say hello, right? You know, so I don't mind. Yeah, like totally. Experiences an adult film, always amazing. I had the best time, and I miss, actually I was having a chat today, someone, she works in a clothing store, but she writes films as well, we're chatting, and she was like, oh yeah, we're talking about America, and she was saying about Coachella and how she's, anyway, and then yeah, I was talking about America, and I'm like, yeah, I used to live there, and I was like, don't, I miss it so much. But yeah, miss it. Am I a lesbian in real life? No, I'm not. Not a lesbian in real life. I haven't even like kissed a girl like outside of adult film. So like, I don't know, like I can admire women and go, yeah, she's like hot. Like I go, oh yeah, she's really sexy, or she's really hot. But I don't know, I reckon that like totally me being with another girl, like in a relationship is like, I don't know, I need a man to like, can't like to tame me a little bit because I'm such a strong woman that another girl is like, yeah, and wouldn't be good with me. But that's not to say that I don't find women sexy, and that's not to say I didn't enjoy my doing like shooting like with women on set. Like that's nothing to do with that. It's just that I feel like in real life, I need a man to really like, because I'm such a strong personality, to like calm me down a bit, you know what I mean? So yeah, dating in the modern day, like someone asked me like about dating in the modern day. Like I can just say that from when I was like a teenager to now, like things have changed like so much. Literally when I was a teenager, my bedroom was full of dried roses. Like even if a guy liked you or wanted to date you, not even necessarily take you on a date, but they wanted to, I had like so many like roses, so many. Or even like a first date, it was like a first date rule, they had to give you roses, right? Like, so I had so many. Now it's like, you know, you'll go, oh, you know, they want to take you for a drink. Oh, I don't drink. They want to take you for coffee. I don't really drink coffee either. I'll have a water or a tea. You know what I mean? And then they expect that you're going to get in their pants. So a friend of mine is on Tinder and I'm on Tinder. He laughs at me because I literally like make guys take me on dates. I'm like, yeah, we can go on a date. And then like, we'll go on a date and they'll take me to a restaurant and we'll eat. And if they're lucky, they'll get an air cheek kiss on the cheek. Because I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to put out for you. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like expected that that's kind of like what you do. And he laughs at me. He's like, oh, you've been on any food dates lately? Because I'm like, yeah, I just like, I get fed. Yeah, I get fed when I go on dates, and that's pretty much it, you know, like happy days. So like, I know, it's really changed. Like there's this whole expectation, and there's also what I call, I was chatting to someone else about this as well, there is a paradigm of choice where because of the internet and because like everything's out there on the internet, and let's face it, like heaps of people in society now are willing to like, you know, go into more casual type of things or whatever, which that's what you're into, that's what you're into. But there's kind of like this paradigm of choice now where people have too many choices. They don't end up making a choice because there's too many to choose from. Kind of like when you go to the buffet and you either go to the buffet and you try and eat everything and you can't fit everything inside your stomach. So, or you go to the buffet or you're sitting there looking at a menu, right? And the menu's too big and you're going through the menu and you can only pick one thing and you're like, I can't decide because there's too many to choose from, right? So the paradigm of choice is like nowadays, because of like the options are so casual that people very rarely sort of, and with the generation that's like now, there's probably a lot more people that are staying single until much later in life because, you know, they like to enjoy the full buffet menu, right? Or they like to enjoy every single piece of sushi that's on the sushi train. That's what rolls your dice, that's what rolls your dice. But to be quite frank, I did actually prefer it back like in the day because you got treated more like a lady, you got treated more like with respect, and you know, you got like, you know, it wasn't just like, oh, I'll take you on a coffee and then I'm gonna get inside your pants. No, doesn't work like that, honey. So like, yeah, it's like really, really changed. And even for me, like this generation, like younger than me, it's kind of like, whoa, you know, like it's so different. Like I wouldn't have thought like just from that like one, how different it is, but it's like really, really super different, right? Like, okay, so there was a question like before and it was like, was the transition difficult when I transitioned out of like adult? And I said, no, it was really easy. But then I thought about my answer later and then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I didn't lie, but I forgot. I actually forgot. Now, like I've done some mainstream work. Now I'm doing this blogging, like I have a creative outlet. But because of that, I actually forgot that when I left, how much I really, really struggled. Like I actually became depressed because I wasn't doing something that I really like loved. It wasn't my creative outlet anymore. I wasn't, and like in society here, like it was really, really hard, and it still is hard, but when you're distracted doing what you love, you just forget about it kind of thing. But actually the transition was really, really difficult. Like now looking back, and I became really depressed at like certain points because you kind of like finding yourself again. And but I haven't completely killed off Yasmin, right? Like I'm still going and I'm doing other things. Like I've kind of filled that void from where like does that make sense? Like I filled that void where I have closed one door, but there was a time, and not that long ago, and that actually happened like every time I would come back to Australia after like going over, like if I came back for a little while, I'd be like, no, I just want to go back overseas and be with my people. Like, and I still feel like my people are still overseas. Like I still feel like I don't really belong here, if that makes sense. Like there's still a big part of me that feels that way. My throat is like, I really need to make a tea with lemon. But these antibiotics, you know, on an empty stomach. So if after I eat, which is like 2 hours after I eat or 30 minutes, how do I stay so fit and how do I train? So there are different kind of training strategies depending on what your fitness level is and what your goals are. Pretty much like for me, I do bodybuilder style, which is I train like a body part pretty much on each day, and then I have like a rest day or 2 rest days. But generally on those rest days I go for a walk instead. Like I had a little walk down the botanical gardens, if you see in the earlier bit of my video up to this episode, and so by doing that, like I kind of just train like each part, because for me it's more like shaping the body and having like a nice shape and maintaining muscle mass, well not even mass, like retaining my muscle tone rather than anything else. It goes to my next question. Do you really eat like that every single day? Well, when I say like, well, do I eat like this every single day? The answer is yes, but I do have my blowouts. And maybe I should just like start to film my blowouts for you so you can see like I'm human as well, and I have cravings as well sometimes and hankerings for things. I tell you what, you know, like when was it? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. What's day today? Tuesday. Sunday, Monday. On Sunday and Monday, do you know I had like, if you're overseas it'd be different, but here you get bags of like Freddo frogs and whatever, and it's not like, I mean I could have gone down and got Loving Earth chocolate, which is, you know, the 4 ingredient chocolate in dark chocolate like proper, but it's not like the same because these are like Freddo frogs, like you unwrap each one out of the big bag, and it's literally the past 2 days because I was getting really angsty because I've been stuck inside because of the big thick smog outside, right? I've been literally eating like bags of those chocolates. Bags and bags of them. No, I'm not gonna say bags. So on Sunday I had like 2 bags of them. I had 2 bags, and there's 15 in each bag, so 30 Freddo frogs. Monday, yesterday, I had 30 Freddo frogs plus a bag of M&Ms. Like the bags, like the 200-gram bags of M&Ms. So no, I don't always eat, like there are days when I don't, like I'll have a splurge, and I've also been eating, you know, I'm like totally, you know, it's not like bad, but it's not like good either. You know, falafel with like hummus and the sweet potato chips. And okay, like some people consider that like a healthy food option, but actually it's not a healthy food option. Sweet potato is high glycemic index, and also those falafel and those sweet potato are deep fried, probably in vegetable oil, which is like one of the worst kinds of oils you can get. So no, but you know what? It tasted damn good, and I don't regret it at all because it was bloody yummy, and I ate that on my 10 days off that I wasn't going to the gym either. So if you've been watching my Instagram, I did a little funny clip yesterday about how I'm like pushing out my stomach, like making a joke about, oh no, that's Freddo frogs in there. But actually, you know, now I'm feeling like a little bit, I really need to get back on my regimen. So the detox was over though, guys. So I did that, you remember I did that video about the detox? Detox is over, but now I've got to get back onto my clean eating regimen again. I had some protein satiation, which is like protein custard, and it's a whey, though I didn't really go off dairy completely. And I actually find that when I go off dairy completely, because dairy is inflammatory, that I'm much, it's a lot easier for me to retain my weight. Like, even though I wasn't training, I didn't like balloon or anything like that because I was still following a few principles, except for the last 2 days, because admittedly the last 2 days of those days with that smoke, I did start to get really like, you know, edgy and stuff. So I was going down to the convenience store and buying all this chocolate. But in my time, like sitting at home doing work at home because I couldn't go outside, right? I was like off dairy, off gluten, just eating like, I was actually pretty much like living on kangaroo meat and salad. Kangaroo meat and salad, and also I was making my own chia things with protein milk as well. But I didn't really get like fat. I don't think. Anyway, I see my endo in like a few weeks, and he always weighs me, and I don't like that he always weighs me, but he always weighs me. So I'll really find out for good. But I gotta lay off the chocolate now before I go see him, because then he'll be like mad. What's my goal of the next 12 months and the next decade? Well, this has been answered before, and I don't goals. Like, next 12 months, I'd really like to grow my hair down to my bra strap. Also like to build more popularity on my YouTube channel, so make sure you give me that subscribe and that like. The next decade, like I can't tell you in a decade. Like if I had said a decade ago that I would be here today like this, like now, I would like not even know. So I can't even tell you what's gonna happen in that next decade either. So, but for the time being, next 12 months, grow my YouTube channel to a little bit more popularity and grow my hair past my bra strap. One thing you wish people, society could appreciate more: differences. Like that we're all different people, and wouldn't it be such a boring world that like if we're all the same, how like, you know, everything would just be so boring. It really, really would. Like we all have our secret talents, we all have our purpose, like we all have this uniqueness. Like I couldn't imagine someone else like me, I would like, if I had to live with someone else like me, I would drive myself nuts. They say that about your twin flame. You say your twin flame is exactly like you, and you drive each other nuts because it's like looking in a mirror. Anyway, but like that's what makes the world unique, is like we're all just different, you know. So, but people don't accept differences in people, which is very annoying. Am I retired from the adult industry? Dude, like you're like so far behind in all of this. Like you need to catch up, yes. When are you gonna demolish the 1 kilo steak? Soon, my friend, soon. And in fact, I might film it for Sunday's episode, maybe. If I can get out of work early on Thursday and make it down to the pub, I'll video it on Thursday and I'll upload it on Sunday. Do you like Asian men? Yeah. I'm like Asian men are cute. Asian men are actually very well mannered. Very, very well mannered. You're cute. What's your type of guy? Athletic or a dad bod? Well, like, let's face it, if I could admire someone with like an amazing body. It's kind of like if you look at a chick in a magazine and you go, wow, she's got an amazing body. They work hard for that body, right? But let's face it, like, none of my exes had that amazing body. They all had the dad bod, right? So ultimately for me, it's got nothing to do with the body. It's got to do with your personality. Really, like, none of my exes had that good body at all. Like, none of them. So if you're watching this, any of my exes, that's what I think. But no, it's true. What's my favorite type of music? I like any music actually, and there was a point where I used to say I'm not really into country and western music, but that's not true because I don't mind Dolly Parton. And there's been a couple of Taylor Swift songs that I kind of liked. And I guess, you know what, there is a little bit of country music that I don't mind, but I kind of like all music. It just depends on my mood. Foot size, European 39, and my address is down below where you can mail me new shoes all the time. And last but not least, very first place you ever traveled to outside your own country. Well, actually, the very first time I went overseas was to Phuket in Thailand, and it was a memorable time for me because when I got my boobs done. That was the very first time I'd ever been overseas and out of the country, and I was so nervous about, like, oh my gosh, I'm in a foreign country, but then it was literally like I got picked up by the hospital from the airport, taken to the hospital. My first night in a foreign country was in the hospital, and then I had the surgery the next day. So that was like my welcoming to my international travel life. But now I wear, like, now I've been around the world, like, and I've been to Thailand 5 times now. I have on my Pandora charm a little like globe charm because, like, I've been around the world at all my world travels. But yeah, that was my very first trip around the world, and I would love to see some more of the world travels. So if there's any further questions you would like to ask me, I do Q&A sometimes in my Instagram stories. So the link is down below to follow my Instagram, where I just go ask me anything and you can ask away, because sometimes maybe like once a month or every couple of months, I'll like throw in a Q&A and I'll answer them for you in here. But stay tuned for more Fat Pizza episodes, and if you didn't watch it last night, I'll put the link in below. Ciao!